Hi students, in the last class we discussed about the capacitance of a single phase system with two wires, phase and neutral. So let us recall in today's class about that capacitance calculation, and later we will see the capacitance calculation for a real-time application, that is a three-phase system with three wires. In today's class we are going to see the three-phase three-wire system with three conductors as conductor A, this is conductor A, conductor B and conductor C. These three conductors are used in the transmission line tower to transmit the power, and those three conductors are carrying the charges. They are charged conductors with QA, QB and QC. QA, QB and QC. They were separated with the distances of DAB. Distance between AB conductor is DAB, and distance between conductor B and C is DBC. Distance between conductor C and A is DCA. So these are the three distances between the conductors of A, B, C, which will be used in our derivation part. And these three conductors are similar conductors in its physical dimension, having same radius, small r. R is the radius of the conductor. Okay. So I am interested here to calculate the potential of conductor A, from where I can get the capacitance of that conductor A. The same analysis is applicable for the remaining B and C also. Then how to write the potential of the conductor? To write the potential of the conductor, I am taking case 1 in the same three-phase system, assuming that it is a symmetrically spaced line. The meaning of this symmetrically spaced line means the three conductors are separated with equal distances. Means, in other words, I can tell that these three conductors are located at the corners of an equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, we know that all the three sides will have the same length. So that the distance between all the any two conductors in this three-phase three-wire system will be same. So that the distance between AB, DAB, now I will call it as capital D. DBC is also called as capital D. DCA is also called as capital D. Therefore, these are the three conductors which are located at the corners of an equilateral triangle. Okay. So, for that, let me write the conductor A potential due to its own charge called QA. Then, I will write this expression as QA by 2 pi epsilon naught integral 1 by x dx is the general formula for a potential of any conductor due to its charge. Since I am saying that its own charge, then I will have a limits of r to infinity, plus due to two mutual conductors. The two mutual conductors are QB and QC are the charges. Then I will have the potential of those affecting with A conductor can be written as QB by 2 pi epsilon naught integral 1 by x dx with the limits DAB to infinity. What is DAB? DAB is equal to capital D, since they are symmetrically spaced, plus the another charge. The another charge is QC. Then I will write QC by 2 pi epsilon naught integral 1 by x dx. This C conductor is located at a distance of capital D meters with respect to conductor A, because I am writing the potential for conductor A. Then the limits will be D to infinity. Actually, this should be DCA. The DCA value is capital D. Hope all of you understood how to write the potential of the conductor A, which is located in a group of three conductors. Then go for the simplification part. In the simplification part, we can write this VA as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught is taken as common. Then we can write this as QA ln of x within the limits from r to infinity plus QB ln of x with the limits from d to infinity plus QC ln of x within the limits from d to infinity. This was the potential of that conductor A. Expand them and simplify it. On expanding them and simplifying it, you will get the potential of conductor A as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught which was taken as common part, and expanding that, I can write it as QA of ln of infinity minus ln of r plus QB of ln of infinity minus ln of capital D plus QC of ln of infinity minus ln of D. These are the three amount of charges on expansion. So once expanding this, you can rewrite that potential of the conductor A as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of S. Multiplying the charges with the natural logarithmic inside terms, you will get ln of infinity as common. With three terms left over, they are summation of all the charges QA plus QB plus QC, okay, which you can observe in the previous step. This is the previous step. ln of infinity was taken as common, which you will get the coefficient as QA plus QB plus QC, and we are having the terms with negative signs left over. What are those negative signs left over? With QA charge as minus QA ln of its self charge, that is why you will get a term called R, and minus the mutual conductor charge QB, which is located at a distance of capital D, and the third charge minus QC, which is located at a distance of again capital D. On simplification, this will be the potential of the conductor A. Then VA is equal to S 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of. Since we know that it is a balanced system, so that sum of all the charges in those three conductors will be equal to 0. Whenever this part becomes 0, 0 multiplied by ln of infinity, so that 0 into anything is 0, so the first term will be cancelled, it will not be available. Next, minus QA ln of r, this can be written as QA. To remove that negative sign, I am writing here QA ln of 1 by r, because it becomes r inverse. R inverse is nothing but 1 by r, plus QB ln of 1 by d. In the same lines for QC also, I will write it to remove the negative sign. What it is? QC ln of 1 by d. Yes. For further simplification, if you check it, in these two terms, you are having ln of 1 by d as common term. You will then get the potential of the conductor A as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of QA ln of 1 by r. Okay? Plus, I take the common ln of 1 by d term, so that you will get the coefficient as QB plus QC. What is QB plus QC? Here you told that QA plus QB plus QC, sum of all these three charges is equal to 0. Then QB plus QC can be written as minus QA. Okay? So that you can rewrite that as potential of conductor A, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of QA ln of 1 by r. Okay? QB plus QC minus QA, then I will write this as minus QA ln of 1 by d. Altogether, if you check it, the potential of conductor A is equal to, taking QA as common, QA by 2 pi epsilon naught of ln of 1 by r minus ln of 1 by d, can be written as ln of d by r. Yes, this much amount of volts is available per meter length. Okay. So once if this is the voltage of that conductor A, which is present in group of conductors in a 3-phase 3-wire system, then we can estimate the capacitance of that conductor A. What is formula for the capacitance of conductor A? Ca is equal to charge of that conductor divided by potential. So QA is a known quantity divided by VA is the calculated quantity. The calculated quantity is QA by 2 pi epsilon naught ln of d by r. QA get cancelled, and finally you will get the term of the capacitance as 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of d by r, whose unit is farads, calculated for 1 meter length. For your reference, I brought the formula from the textbook reference. From the textbook reference, we should get after the derivation this amount of the formula magnitude. What it is? Ca is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of d by r. In our derivation also, what we got? 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of d by r, which is similar to our single phase line if you check it. So in the previous summary, we given here S. If you check it, this is the value of CAN. CAN is equal to 2 pi epsilon naught by ln of d by r. So whatever the magnitude per phase is available in a single phase system, the same magnitude you are getting in this three phase also for one conductor. The same thing holds good for the B conductor also and C conductor also, if at all if this transmission line is a symmetrically spaced line. So far what we have discussed is for symmetrically spaced line. Then how it looks in the real time? In the real time it looks like a tower. Let me show the diagram here. This was the electrical tower we are assuming with the cross arm in this fashion, and at the top of the tip of the tower one conductor will run over the insulator, and either sides of the tower two more insulators are there. Upon that two conductors will run, so that if you check the tower structure, it will be in the form of a triangle. That is why I say that these three conductors, whatever we have shown here, are those three conductors in circles. Yes, these are the circles which are located at the corners of an equilateral triangle. Okay. So far we completed two derivation parts, single phase line and three phase symmetrically spaced line. And next case is, in all the cases it may not be, the distances should be same. There are some cases where the distances will be varied. Such a line is called as unsymmetrically spaced line. So for an unsymmetrically spaced line, distance between the conductors will not be same. Okay. So this is conductor A, conductor B and conductor C, which are located with the distances of DAB, DBC, DCA. And because of this is unsymmetrically spaced line, so this unsymmetrically spaced line does not have three equal distances. Three unequal distances we can observe here. Such an unequal distances should be undergone with transposition. What is transposition? The position of the conductor should be changed for regular intervals of time. If you check in this diagram, in an expanded view, these are the three conductors A, B, C. These three conductors are located in three different positions. Position 1, position 2 and position 3. So this is first section of the transmission line over a transposition cycle. The transposition cycle is also called as barrel length, as discussed similarly in the inductance. So this conductor A is in first position, B is in second position, C is in third position. Total three positions, right? After completion of 1/3 of the barrel length, the positions of the conductor should be changed in a sequential fashion, that is cyclic order. So A will be coming to the middle position. The same A will be going for the last position in next third section. If you check for conductor B, that conductor B will be running over a period for some time in position 2, that is called 1/3 of the barrel length. In the second section, it occupies bottom, and in the third section, it occupies at the top position. Means the position of the conductor is going to change in a regular intervals of time in order to avoid the drawback of unsymmetrically spacing lines. So anyhow, this was discussed in the previous classes also. And before going to discuss this topic, we should keep in mind that the distances are fixed here. What are the distances? The distance between AB conductor is called as DAB, and the distance between BC conductor is called as DBC, and distance between CA is called as DCA. These are the three distances what we have to identify in prior. Okay, so then let us see how to calculate the capacitance of these conductors which are transposed. The conductors which are transposed should undergo with an average value of calculation, because total 3 positions are there. For those 3 positions, we should write the potentials of those conductors at that different positions. So I call the potential of conductor A in this section as VA1, and the potential of the same conductor A in this section as VA2. And since the position was changed, in the third section the potential of conductor is called as VA3. Means over a barrel length we are having 3 different positions, so 3 different potentials. All those 3 potentials should be first identified, then take the average of that. That average is called as VA average. Once average value of the potential is known to us, then use the capacitance formula CA, which is equal to QA by VA average. Conductor A in a 3-phase 3-wire system which is transposed, and here this figure shows the one transposition cycle which consists of 3 conductors, conductor A, conductor B and conductor C, with the transposition having different positions over a cycle. And we came to know how to write the potential of conductor A in case 1, case 2, case 3 independently. The case 1, case 2, case 3 are nothing but case 1. In section 1, A is at position 1. In section 2, A is at position 2. And in section 3, A is at position 3. For these 3 positions, we are going to write the potential of conductor A independently. So coming to VA1, considering the first section, the magnitude of the potential of that conductor A is given by 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of QA ln of 1 by R, because it is a self-charge. Self-charge will have its own radius as a distance in the natural logarithmic term, plus the mutual conductor having a charge of QB ln of its distance from B to A. B to A, the distance is identified as a DAB. Then we call it as DAB. And next, another mutual conductor is conductor C, having a charge of QC with a distance of DCA, between C and A in section 1. Then we can write this as QC ln of 1 by DCA. This is equation 1. Potential of conductor A whenever it is in position 1, that is identified in section 1 of the transposition cycle. And section 2 is nothing but the same conductor A located in the second position in the second section. Then the potential of that conductor A in section 2 occupying its second position can be written as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of self-charge QA ln of 1 by R plus mutual conductor charge QB ln of 1 by its distance. What is distance? Yes, this is the distance between B and A in the second section. This distance already we have identified in section 1 as BBC. Then I have to write here this distance as BBC. Plus QC in the second section. This is QC in the second section, having a term ln of 1 by. So this is the distance between C and A in the second section, which is nothing but a DAB. Then I have to write here DAB. Let it be equation 2. And coming to the third equation, potential of conductor A in the third section is written as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught of QA self-charge, its own radius, plus QB separated with a distance of DCA, from the figure you can get it, plus QC ln of 1 by DBC, the third equation. Having independent values of voltage of the conductor A in 3 sections, then average voltage of this conductor A is obtained as VA1 plus VA2 plus VA3 divided by 3. Once getting the average voltage of this conductor A, potential of this conductor A, then we can get the capacitance of that conductor A in a transposed line. So let us take the average value. In calculating the average value, we can see that VA average, which is equal to, in the denominator we are having 3, I am writing it, and 2 pi epsilon naught can be taken as common in all the 3 terms, 3 equations, it was taken as common of the first term. If you check it, QA ln of 1 by R, QA ln of 1 by R and QA ln of 1 by R, 3 times is there. Then we can sum up those 3 and we will get that equation as the first term in this average value can be written as 3 QA ln of 1 by R plus the third step. If you, I mean to say next term, if you check, this is QB terms, which can be taken as common in the summation, and you will get ln of 1 by DAB plus ln of 1 by DBC plus ln of 1 by DCA. In natural logarithmic, we can simplify it with the products. The same thing I am writing here can be written as QB ln of the products of all the 3 distances in the summation can be written as DAB, DBC, DCA. That is the second term, plus the third term QC. Observing the last term in the 3 equations, it is related to QC, which can be taken as common. Then we will get ln of 1 by DCA plus ln of 1 by DAB plus ln of 1 by DBC. It is in the form of ln of A plus ln of B, which is equal to ln of A into B. Multiplying those products similarly. Then I can write that third term in the average potential as QC ln of 1 by DAB, DBC and DCA. This is the average potential of conductor A. Then observing the second term and third term, natural logarithmic values are same, which can be taken as common. What I am trying to do here is, instead of having this much length of the formula with many terms, I am simplifying it and finally getting into a single term. So in that process, we can take the common as ln of term. Then you can write this as potential of conductor A average value, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 2 pi epsilon naught of 3 QA ln of 1 by R plus natural logarithmic term was taken as common, then you will get the coefficient as QB plus QC ln of 1 by product of all the 3 distances DAB, DBC and DCA. This is the simplified version. In this simplification process, we also know that the summation of the 2 charges QB plus QC can be replaced with minus QA, because it is a balanced system. In balanced system, we know that sum of all the 3 charges is 0. QA plus QB plus QC is equal to 0, where you can write this QB plus QC as minus QA. Okay. Then substituting there, you will get the potential of conductor A average value as 1 by 3 into 2 pi epsilon naught of 3 times the self charge QA ln of 1 by R. QB plus QC was written as minus QA. Okay. ln of, again the distances what we are having is DAB, DBC and DCA. In the 2 terms, QA was common. For further, you can simplify this as voltage of conductor A average value, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 2 pi epsilon naught of 3 times. I told you that QA was taken as common. Then QA will be in the numerator, which can be written as 3 ln of 1 by R minus QA was taken as common, so minus ln of possible distances DAB, BBC and DCA. Yes. Send this denominator 3 into inside. That is VA average is equal to charge QA by 2 pi epsilon naught was left over in the denominator. If I am sending this 1 by 3 into inside, then 1 by 3 and 3 get cancelled. You will have a term called ln of 1 by r minus 1 by 3 times that of ln of the product of the distances, which are called as DAB, DBC and DCA. Simple mathematics. This 1 by 3 anyhow you can write it as whole to the power 1 by 3. Can be written as cubed root. Then the same average value of the potential of conductor A is nothing but QA by 2 pi epsilon naught of ln of 1 by r minus ln of 1 by cubed root of DAB, DBC and DCA. Anyhow, this cubed root of DAB, DBC, DCA is called as D equivalent. In our inductances also we defined that. Then you can write this as VA average is equal to QA by 2 pi epsilon naught of ln of 1 by r minus ln of 1 by D equivalent, where D equivalent is cubed root of product of the possible 3 distances. It is in the form of ln of A minus ln of B. Can be written as ln of A by B. Then you can rewrite this value as QA by 2 pi epsilon naught of ln of D equivalent by R. This is the average potential of conductor A. From this average value of the potential, you can calculate the capacitance of conductor A for 1 meter length in this transposed line, which is equal to, capacitance is defined as charge per unit voltage. Since I am calculating for A conductor, I have to get this as QA by VA, and this VA is found for average value. Then it will be the formula for the capacitance, QA by VA average. So taking the ratio, QA get cancelled and you will have the term called 2 pi epsilon naught in the numerator, and in the denominator you can observe ln of D equivalent by R, whose unit is farads per meter length. For checking purpose, we got the formula for this capacitance of this phase here from the textbook. What we got, that is 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of D equivalent by R. The same formula what we achieved here, 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of D equivalent by R, where D equivalent is cubed root of DAB, DBC and DCA. So far what we got, the formulas all are in a similar manner. That is, capacitance for a single phase system with respect to neutral we calculated CAN, and next capacitance of the phase in a symmetrically spaced we calculated, and capacitance of this single conductor with the transposed line is also calculated. All these three of them are having the same format formula, that is, here I am writing that formula. Its value is 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of D by R, where for a transposed line that D is replaced with D equivalent, where D equivalent is cubed root of DAB, DBC and DCA. And the only difference between inductance and capacitance is, in inductance we will go for fictitious radius R dash, whereas here we will get the normal radius for a solid conductor, which is equal to R. That's all. Okay. So with this capacitance, let us move some problematics. Okay, some problems we are going to solve now for the inductance. Later we will, after doing some problems, we will go for next 2 case studies are there for the capacitances, that we will discuss in the next coming classes. Now let us see the problem. One problem first I am taking here, calculation of the inductance in a single phase 2 wire system. Let us see this example. It is a two conductor material. Yes, two conductors are there and the line is a single phase line. Yes, it is a single phase line which is operating for a frequency of 50 Hz. So in the given data, the frequency f is equal to 50 Hz. It is a single phase transmission line. It is given in the single phase transmission line. It is given in the problem. And next, the diameter of each conductor is 20 mm. So in the given data, diameter was given as 20 mm. Then the radius small r can be taken as by 2 10 mm, which is equal to 10 into 10 power minus 3 meters. All the measurements will be, all the lengths will be measured in meters. Next, and the spacing between the conductors is 3 meters. The spacing between the conductors is represented with the letter capital D, which is equal to 3 meters. This was the data given. And the first bit what they are expecting is to calculate inductance of each conductor per kilometer length. Then clearly observe in the problem. They are asking inductance value for how many liters? For 1 kilometer. But we are having the formula for the inductance per meter length. After getting the answer, you multiply it with 1000. Then we will get for kilometers value. So what is formula? 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d by r dash is the formula, whose unit is Henry per meter. So right now here itself we will calculate the r dash. What is formula for r dash? 0.7788 into r, whose value is equal to 0.7788 into r value. R value is 10 milli. 10 into 10 power minus 3. On simplification in the calculator, you will get this as 7.788 into 10 power minus 3 meters. This is the value of r dash. Substituting all of them here, then we will get the inductance per meter length as 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of distance d, which is equal to 3 meters, by r dash. R dash value is a calculated value, 7.788 into 10 power minus 3. Simplify this in the calculator and you will get the per meter value as 1.19 into 10 power minus 6 Henry per meter. This is for 1 meter length, this is the inductance. But they are asking us to calculate for 1 kilometer. 1 kilo means 1000. Multiply it with 1000. Then we will get the same inductance for 1 kilometer length, whose value can be written as 1.19 into 10 power minus 6 into 10 power 3 multiplied with 1000. Then you will get this as 1.19 into 10 power minus 3, which is Henry's, for 1 kilometer length. Okay. So like this you will get the first answer on substituting the values. Coming to the second bit and third bit. What is second bit? They are asking us to calculate loop inductance per kilometer. We are having single inductance for 1 kilometer length 1.19 into 10 power minus 3. That is millihenries for 1 kilometer length. Loop inductance is nothing but twice to this value. So you can write this as, in the next step I am writing here, we can write the loop inductance as 2 times the normal value of the inductance what we have calculated for 1 kilometer length, which is equal to 2 times that of 1.19 into 10 power minus 3. The value what you will get is, on product in the calculator, you will get 2.38 millihenries per 1 kilometer length. So that is loop inductance. After calculating the loop inductance, this is B bit. Next we will move to the C bit. The C bit they are asking is to find out inductive reactance. What is inductive reactance? XL, whose value is equal to 2 pi FL. Since we know the value of loop inductance for 1 kilometer length, The same value is used here, and frequency also we know that it is 50 Hz. Then you can substitute the values as 2 pi into 50 multiplied by L value. The L value is 2.38 into 10 power minus 3 Henries. 2 pi FL, simplify this. You will get a value as 0.7477 ohms per kilometer. This much amount of ohmic value you can estimate for the given single phase transmission line. That is the C bit. And the D bit, very important. You can see the D bit in the problem. What is the D bit? In the D bit they are asking us to calculate. See, this is the D bit. The same loop inductance. Loop inductance should be calculated for the conductor, and that conductor is made up of with steel whose relative permeability is 50. Previously it was made up of with a copper wire or aluminum wire whose material is conducting material, being non-magnetic. For non-magnetic materials, the relative permeability mu r is equal to 1. Whereas for this steel, being a magnetic material, it will have certain relative permeability. That relative permeability for this steel is 50. We have to use that relative permeability concept. Mu r for steel was given, whose value is 50. Then our formula for the inductance I am writing here for 1 meter length can be written as 2 into 10 power minus 7, that is mu naught by 2 pi value, where you can write this as 1 by 4. Then if you check it, this becomes mu naught by 8 pi. Okay. So instead of 1, I will put it here mu r, because previous in our derivation we considered it as a non-magnetic material, that is why mu r is equal to 1. But now they have given purposefully mu r value. Then I have to consider that mu r. Coming to the external term. The external term what we are having here is ln of d by small r. Here also you may ask me whether to put mu r or not. This is being external term. External term means outside the conductor, that is air. For air, the mu r is 1. So, for second term the mu r is 1. Whereas for the first term the mu r is not equal to 1 and they have given it as 50. Then we have to consider that 50 separately. Okay. So, substituting all these values, then you will get Henry per meter length value. Let me substitute and tell me the answer. Inductance per meter length is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7. Mu r given is 50. This is 50 by 4 plus ln of distance between the conductors is 3 meters with the simple radius. What is radius? 10 millimeters. You don't put here r dash because I have not taken 1 by 4 to there. If I took this 1 by 4 to there, then this r becomes r dash. Now it is not r dash. Okay. Turn it to 10 power minus 3. Simplify it and you will get a value of 3.64 into 10 power minus 6 Henries for 1 meter length. Okay. Then they are asking for 1 kilometer, but our formula supports 1 meter. 1 kilometer means 1000 meters. Multiply that answer with 1000. Then you will get the inductance for 1 kilometer length, whose value is 3.64 into 10 power minus 3 Henries defined for 1 kilometer. And they are also asking for loop inductance. We know that loop inductance is twice to that of the single conductor. So 2 times this value. So if you check that 2 times of that value, then I will call this as loop inductance, which was calculated for 1 kilometer length, whose value is 7. Multiply it with 2 in your calculator. You can get this answer. 7.28 millihenries defined for 1 kilometer length. Okay. All these values, once you verify in your calculator, just don't copy and paste it. Right. Next, let us go for the second model, the second example. Calculation of the inductance of a 3-phase. First example is, we covered 2 models in the first example. Calculation of the inductance of a single phase conductor with pure conducting material having mu r is equal to 1. And in the same problem we calculated the loop inductance. If the conductor is made up of with steel having a relative permeability of 50. Okay, and this is second model. The second model problem is related to the three-phase 3-wire system. Let us go to the problem in depth. Given data. What is given data? If you check it, as it is a 3-phase line operating at a frequency of 50 Hz consisting of 3 conductors, each of 21 mm diameter. So diameter of each conductor was given, which is equal to 21 mm. But we want the radius small r, which is equal to half of this, 10.5 millimeters converted into meters, so that it will be 10.5 into 10 power minus 3 meters. And the spacing between the conductors is DAB, which is equal to, given very neatly, 3 meters length. And next, distance between B and C, it is equal to 5 meters. And the distance between C and A, it is equal to 3.6 meters. So we can estimate the diagram like this. These are the 3 conductors with different distances, assuming them as A, B, C. And DAB value is 3 meters. DBC value is 5 meters. DCA value is 3.6 meters. All these 3 conductors are having the same diameter of 21 mm. Once getting these 3, what they are asking us? Calculate the inductance and inductive reactance per phase, per kilometer of the line. And we are assuming that it is a transposed line unless otherwise given. Therefore, for a transposed line, the inductance per phase, per meter length, we are having a formula. What is the formula? 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D equivalent by R dash. This is the formula to be used in this problem. To use that formula directly for 1 meter length, I want D equivalent and R dash separately. Then tell me the R dash value, how to find out. As this R dash is nothing but 0.7788 into R, whose value is equal to 0.7788 into R value. Radius is 10.5 millimeters, 10 power minus 3. Simplifying in the calculator, you will get this value as 8.177 into 10 power minus 3 meters. R dash was completed. In the same lines, I used to get D equivalent. What is D equivalent formula? D equivalent is equal to cube root of DAB into DBC into DCA, that is 3 into 5 meters into 3.6. Simplifying it, you will get this D equivalent as 3.78 meters. So once after getting the value of this D equivalent and R dash, substitute that D equivalent and R dash in this known formula, then you will get the inductance of one phase defined for 1 meter length, which is equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D equivalent. What is D equivalent? 3.78 by R dash. What is R dash? 8.177 into 10 power minus 3. Apply in the calculator and you will get this inductance per meter length as 12.27 into 10 to the power minus 7 henries per meter. But they are not asking us for 1 meter length. They are asking for 1 kilometer. So, see here, per kilometer they have asked us. So, we have to multiply it with 1000. On multiplying it with 1000, you will get 12.27 into 10 power minus 4 Henry per kilometer. So, we can check there. The inductance per phase per kilometer is equal to 12.27 into 10 power minus 4 Henry per kilometer. Okay, and they are also asking us to find out the inductive reactance for this 1 kilometer length. So what is inductive reactance? XL, whose formula is 2 pi FL. Then substituting this, 2 into pi into frequency is 50 Hz and L value is 12.27 into 10 power minus 4. Then you will get an answer whose magnitude can be calculated here, and the units is ohms per kilometer length. Okay, so I am leaving this magnitude to you. Anyhow, that magnitude what you will get is 0.386 ohms. 0.386 ohms per kilometer. This is the value of inductive reactance. Today's class, let us have a summary. So far we have concluded here many points. Let us take the summary. The capacitance of the single line was calculated in the initial stage. We call that as CAB, whose value is equal to pi epsilon naught of ln of d by r farads per meter length. And this was converted into neutral capacitance, whose value is equal to CAN equal to CBN twice this value, that is 2 pi epsilon naught by ln of d by r farad per meter length. And next, the same capacitance for one conductor called as C phase for 1 meter length was calculated for symmetrically spaced conductors. For that we got the formula as 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of capital D by R farad per meter, where capital D is the distances between any two conductors of a 3-phase 3-wire system. And next, in today's class we have seen that capacitance per phase per meter length for an unsymmetrically spaced conductors, but all these three conductors are transposed. This is important. Whenever it becomes transposed line, then you can get the formula as 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of D equivalent by R, where D equivalent is equal to cube root of possible distances DAB, DBC and DCA. Okay, and we have seen two problems regarding inductances. In the next class we are going to see the capacitance calculation in the same model for an untransposed system, where you will get the real parts and imaginary parts, which makes unequal amount of the charging currents. And later we will go for the capacitance calculation for a 3-phase double line circuit. Okay, thank you.